Hey, good afternoon, Father Larry Swink. We are approaching Divine Mercy Sunday, and I want to speak about, I'm preparing a talk for the women's retreat, which will be the week after this, and it's on the discernment of spirits. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this terminology, but St. Ignatius gives these rules of how do you know what's going through your head is from God, or is it Satan, or is it yourself? And, I don't know if you've noticed, the spiritual life can be a little bit of a roller coaster. And there are days when you feel up and everything is great and you really love prayer and you've got your A game. It's just like anything else. And then there's other days where everything is an uphill struggle and you feel kind of despondent and almost as if God is just very distant. And we kind of see that a lot in these Gospels where a lot of the disciples don't recognize Jesus after he risen from the dead. And even Thomas, in this weekend's gospel, he'll doubt the goodness of God and that he actually was there, right? So the two terminologies this. One is this. When you're feeling good, it's called spiritual consolation. When you feel bummed, it's called spiritual desolation. Okay? Now, St. Ignatius says that God speaks to us very clearly, much more clearly, when we're in consolation. And when we're feeling good, that's when we have to zero in and listen to what God is saying to us. But desolation, and I will explain how St. Ignatius describes it. A bad spirit gives us anxiety, sadness, lots of obstacles in our hearts, and any kind of disruptions of the soul. So it's basically an agitation we feel, just really off. Okay, one rule of thumb when we're going through desolation: you are never to make a major decision in that moment. Okay, you wait till you pull out of it. And what St. Ignatius of Loyola says, what we should do is actually, rather than pull away from our prayer life, which is how we feel like, it's almost like when we feel tired, we don't want to exercise. We have to exercise to get out of the funk. The same is with we're in desolation. In order to get out of it, we have to seek Christ, right, and go to Him. And then God will pull us out of that, and will give us that consolation. We'll be able to proper function. Because a lot of times, the things in our head while we're in desolation are not from God. So hope that helps you this week. Are you in desolation or consolation? Ask yourself. And if you're in desolation, push through it. Ask the Lord for grace. Know that He's close to you. If you're in consolation, eat it up. And when desolation comes, remember the good things that God did in your heart.